Hello and welcome. So today I'm going to talk to you about how your alarm clock is sabotaging your sleep. So my name is Chester. I work as a sleep and performance coach. I also work as a STP clinical scientist in respiratory and sleep. So alarm clocks, why are they a problem? Well, if you wake up groggy, it is your alarm clock. We are not meant to wake up to a loud beeping, beaming noise, right? Depending on what alarm clock you have, some are a lot worse than others, okay? Some are very, very disruptive. They are not relaxed at all, and they wake you up in a stress response state. Okay, so when you wake up with an alarm, you are spiking cortisol, a stress hormone, because your body is shocked, right? You're not meant to wake up with a loud noise. You're not meant to, your body's thinking that's an emergency. So it's activating its fight or flight response to respond to that, because it knows that it needs to be active for something. It thinks it needs to be active for something. In reality, it doesn't, because you set an alarm. But imagine if you wake up to a loud bang in the night. That could be, if you think back in the day when we used to be around as cavemen, that could be a animal or a predator, right? So your body's instantly going to wake you up and get you ready to fend off that predator, right? And even in modern day, if you hear a loud bang in your house, that could be an intruder, right? So your body's going to wake you up and make sure that you're prepared for that, activating fight or flight to make sure that you are ready and prepared to deal with the situation. We're not meant to wake up in fight or flight. We're meant to wake up in eat and discrete, okay, or rest and digest, which is your sympathetic nervous system activity, which is just where your body is nice and chill, okay? But conversely to that, if we're waking up with an alarm in that stress response, then we are in fight or flight go mode from the jump, okay? So that is just not a way that you want to start your day. You're starting your day with chaos, okay, rather than clarity. You're starting a day where everything is manic. You're not even getting time to just unwind and wake up properly, because it's instantly, bam, stress issues from the jump. So that's the first reason why an alarm is an issue, okay? Another reason, if you set an alarm and then you just fall straight back to sleep, then you're just disrupting your body clock, okay? So, look, when you wake up, you're not meant to be tired. You're meant to be refreshed, okay? So as long as you wake up out of light sleep, you'll be wake up ready to go. You'll wake up ready to go. So the problem with setting an alarm is you might be waking yourself up out of deep sleep or REM sleep. You're not waking up out of light sleep. So that's why you feel so tired. That's why you feel groggy. That's why you feel like you want to go back to bed. However, if you fall straight back to sleep after you've just woken up, that is disrupting your sleep cycle or your body clock, right? Your circadian rhythm, the thing that anchors your ability to fall asleep at night and wake up in the morning. So it gives you energy in the morning, right? And it tells your body to be awake and alert. And then in the night, it tells your body to essentially wind down. If you just hit snooze on your alarm and you fall straight back to sleep, you're disrupting that rhythm. And if you disrupt that rhythm, when it gets to the next night, you're going to have a harder time sleeping, okay? And you're just going to feel worse for it. So don't hit snooze. If you've set an alarm, wake up for that alarm. So another reason, right? So if you set an alarm and you do pull yourself out of deep or REM sleep, then that's creating sleep inertia, okay? Your body needs time to cycle through its sleep stages properly. If you're in a stage of, imagine this is light sleep, you've got all the way through to stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and REM, right? If you essentially set an alarm and you're in deep sleep or REM sleep, and then your body wakes you up, you're supposed to actually cycle through those. So you're supposed to go through that naturally and then go back up, right? You're not meant to just go from deep sleep to light sleep, or no, from deep sleep to awake, or from REM sleep to awake. You're supposed to go from those stages back into a lighter stage of sleep before actually fully waking up. That's the transition that you're supposed to have. When you disrupt that, you get sleep inertia, which is basically when you feel, have you ever felt really, really groggy and just not really awake and a little bit like a zombie when you've woken up? That's essentially because that's sleep inertia, and it can last for a few hours, okay? It doesn't necessarily always go, okay? You can have a really bad day from just pretty severe sleep inertia, and I've experienced this myself. Because I used to have a very loud, noisy alarm, which just wasn't ideal. So the actual number one thing to do is just don't set an alarm, right? So if you have a consistent wake up time, your body will get used to that, I promise you, okay? If you did this for a whole week, okay, you set an alarm, I'm going to kind of go against what I've said here. You set an alarm to wake up at the same time every night or every morning, every day for a week, okay? What's going to happen is your body's going to get used to waking up at that time, and it will start waking up at that time naturally. So eventually you will not need an alarm because you will just naturally go through your sleep cycles. Then when it comes to, for example, you set an alarm for 7 a.m. every single night, every single morning even, your body's now going to be in that light stage of sleep. It's going to wake you up out of that stage come 7 a.m., right? So you're not going to even need an alarm. And, you're probably wondering, oh, what if I'm late for work? What if I'm late for work? You can set up a backup alarm, right? So if you're normally waking up, so if you need to go to work for 9, you're usually waking up at 7, you need to leave the house by 8:15, right? Let's just say that for argument's sake. Okay, then set a backup alarm for 7:30. Right, so if you don't wake up at 7, which you more than likely will, then at least you've got that backup there. So in case you do oversleep by accident, you can just wake up at that time. Yeah, you don't need an alarm, okay? And you shouldn't need one. And you actually feel a lot better if you don't set one. The times where I feel the most tired and my clients feel the most tired is when they've set alarms and they've had just that period of waking up out of deep sleep, okay? Or alternatively, if you're like sleep wake up times are all over the place and you're setting alarms for different times, that's even worse because your body's just so out of sync. It doesn't know what it's doing. Your body likes routine. It likes to be in that rhythm. Okay, your body knows that it goes to bed every night at 10 p.m. It's going to get ready to go to bed at 10 p.m. every night, and you're going to have a very high quality, good duration of sleep with no real issues falling asleep. Your body always wakes up at 7, so it's just going to wake up. You're going to feel refreshed, ready to go attack the day. When you disrupt that, you're going to be having a slow start to your day. Okay, you want to be a leader, you want to be productive, you want to have high levels of energy and focus. Well, set yourself up for success by having a good morning and a good rest of your day. Don't set an alarm and then feel groggy and then think that you're going to have the most productive day of your life, because obviously you're not, because your body's not primed for it. Physiologically, you are impaired because you have sleep inertia. Your cortisol spikes. You're not functioning as you should be. Okay, so that's a massive issue. So one thing that you can do, again, I did say set an alarm. Don't use a loud blasting alarm. Use an alarm that's actually quiet and gentle, right? A really good alarm that I've used before is called Sleep Cycle, okay? That is a nice, relaxed, gentle way of waking up. And when I've used that compared to using like the one you get on your iPhone, I used to have like this one, compared to Sleep Cycle, I get such a better awakening. I feel so much better for it because it's just nice and gentle. It's not spiking my cortisol. It's not putting me into a stress response as soon as I wake up. So Sleep Cycle is fantastic for the alarm. It also, I don't know how accurate this is, but it tries to wake you up out of your lighter stage of sleep. So again, you're going to sleep cycle all the way through the night. Towards the later stages or towards the morning, it's going to try and wake you up out of your light stages of sleep rather than your REM sleep or deep sleep. But yeah, essentially, if you have that, then it uses the microphone to try and detect. I believe it's based on movements and it might be based on breathing as well, but it tries to detect when you're in your lighter stages of sleep to wake you up. I found it relatively effective. Again, I don't know how accurate it actually is because obviously it's based on noise, so it's probably not the most accurate thing, but it's it's damn sure better trying that than using a alarm that doesn't even know, that has no way of sensing it because you predetermined and preset that time. It basically has a 30-minute window where it tries to wake you up in that light sleep. Again, it might not be 100% accurate, but it's better than just setting a predetermined time where you may be in your deepest stage of sleep because nobody wants to wake up like that. Okay. Another thing, light exposure. So when you get up in the morning, just try and get some sunlight straight away. Again, that anchors your circadian rhythm. So when it gets to nighttime, you're going to feel better to fall asleep at the time that you want to. And then also just trying to avoid a lot of light before bed because that will disrupt your sleep and make it harder for you to actually fall asleep. And if you're trying to fall asleep, then your sleep time is obviously going to be pushed back, and then you go to sleep later. So then you wake up later, and then again everything's out of whack. We want to get your body functioning just like on repeat, like a machine, basically, that it just does things automatically, because that's when it thrives to the highest capacity. Okay, and that's when you're going to be feeling your best. So you're going to want to be starting your days with clarity, not chaos. Nobody wants to wake up stressed and not knowing what's going on. You want to be relaxed. You want to start your days off right, okay? If you wake up feeling refreshed, you're going to be ready to attack the day. You're going to be more productive. You're going to get more work done. You're going to feel better in yourself. You're going to be able to go and train, eat well, because you're starting your days ready to attack them, okay? Don't start your days on the back foot. Start your days with an advantage and watch how much better you perform, okay, in all areas of your life, right? So if this has helped, and you want a free 7-day sleep reset guide, which is designed to help with all of these sorts of tips, okay? Everything that you should be doing to maximize your sleep quality. And I've got some tips in there to basically help you fix your sleep, get better sleep within 1 week, okay? That's what it's designed to do. If you're interested in that, just click the link in this YouTube video and it will take you to that free guide. And that's free on me, just to help you out, to help you get better sleep. Because if you feel better, if you sleep better, you're going to feel better, you're going to perform better and function better, essentially. So thank you for watching, and I will speak to you all soon.